Hello everybody and welcome back to the Gamepodular Twitch channel. I am, as always, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise, your host Seskra, and joining me, as always, is my co-host Hyuka. How are you doing today, Hyuka?
I'm doing good. Yeah, it's very cold, so I am very happy to not be outside.
Yeah. It's not even like the scenic kind of cold where, we have snow and ice. It's just wretched. But, what's not wretched? My segues are buttery smooth today. The Hollow Knight Randomizer that we are going to be resuming today. But before we do, a gentle reminder, dear listener, if you enjoy the nonsense that we bring you every week, please support us over on patreon.com/gamepodular or throw us a buck over on ko-fi.com/gamepodular. Check out our podcast if you enjoy our yapping. That's youtube.com/@gamepodular or the podcast app of your choice. And all of the VODs for these streams, as well as highlight reels, are over on youtube.com/@gamepodular streams highlights. Booyah! Got it on the first try.
Hell yeah.
So without further ado, let us get back into it.
We're gaming.
Hey, Coral. So yeah, we're in City of Tears, and if memory serves, there is stuff we can do here with very careful /lucky pogoing.
Yeah, I remember you wanted to specifically end here because you wanted to explore this area more from last time.
Yeah, there is stuff that could potentially be done here, but one of the main... Actually, yeah, there's stuff in City of Tears. The main reason I wanted to end it here is this is the closest save point we have to the Royal Waterways. And you'll recall from last time, we can now swim.
Yes.
So there's some stuff that's opened up there. Look at me. I'm majestic. I can swim.
Oh, I should have tried to think of a swimming bugs joke. For context for our watchers and listeners at home, I spent some time brainstorming bug jokes for going live posts last night, and I did forget about the swimming.
Yeah.
Funny though it may be, we can't use... What was it? She hollow on my night until I randomizer or something?
I mean, you say we can't. I say that's a matter of bravery, but...
We can't use it every time to finish my thought.
Right, okay. I want to go over towards the west, because there is a big room filled with a bunch of floaty boys, with water at the bottom, that we've already, passed through on our way to Cornifer, but there is a check in there I haven't gotten to yet, because I couldn't swim. Normally, it's like one of those gross egg sacs, but now it's gonna be, well, it's still gonna be an egg sac, but it's gonna give us something other than an egg. Here we go.
Oh wow, yeah, you weren't kidding.
Mm-hmm. Dirtmouth Stag. Hell yeah. That means we can now actually walk into that stag station in Dirtmouth. That's really all it does for us, but, that's something.
An interesting curiosity that I've noticed as we've done these streams is the, gameplay on Twitch is broadcast, slightly smoother than it is on Discord. There's the occasional hang-up on Discord. That's not really something we need to look into. It is just kind of funny that, my choice is occasional frame rates.
That's a big one.
It sounds important.
Yeah, there's 2 elevators, one of which is right here in the City of Tears, that we can now actually use, which gets us a couple different places. Yeah, that's a good one. Hell yeah. All right, let's go.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, so my choices are either watch gameplay via the Discord screen share that has relatively frequent, but not like the most disruptive, like stutters, or perfectly smooth, but on like a 1.5 second delay on Twitch. Yeah, you don't have the double jump, of course. This is another great example of why we shouldn't upgrade the nail yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's brutal.
Let's heal up. Actually, I'm trying to remember for a sec where this elevator goes. You can actually see the other elevator shaft right here. It's in the Forgotten Crossroads, and we will be going there. But
Gonna take a shot in the dark and say it goes up and down.
there we go.
Joke.
Oh wait, I'm actually one floor too high, aren't I? Yeah. Here we go. That goes here.
On the one hand, like, once a week, like we've consistently maintained a once a week schedule for these Hollow Knight streams, and on the one hand, it's like once a week is actually a lot more frequent than I think most people realize it is, right? Like, hey, it's Cutie Sarah, nice to
Hi.
see you in the chat.
How are you? Oh yeah, this is actually slightly too high up, so I can drop down here and go to the left. Yeah, here we go. We got an elevator here. Let's go up. We're also doing good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, it's cold here, but thankfully not as cold as it is in the United States of America.
Oh yeah, like I think it was minus 22 in Illinois.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Passing through.
Oh, got there.
Yep. Hey, Omega. How are you doing?
Keeping warm, I hope.
Come on. We can do that jump, right? Right? Come on. No, it's too early.
We're glad to have you, Omega.
Okay. Can't quite make that jump. That's not the worst thing. That opens up a shortcut between here and the resting grounds. But we can get there just sort of the long way around. Note to self, there's other stuff in the resting grounds that might be worth getting now that we can swim. The Blue Lake.
There's a memory appearing in my brain when I see the Blue Lake of like, I think there's a lake in the world that's like really, really like bright blue, and it's because it's like super alkaline or something, and it's actually like super dangerous to swim in.
Oh yeah, I think that's somewhere in Canada.
Sounds about right.
It used to be like a mine, and then they abandoned it, and it filled up, because that's what happens when you abandon a mine.
I know, Seskra, you probably know the joke I'm about to make, but for the purpose of the fine folks in chat here, do you want to know my two favorite lakes in Canada?
Do tell.
There's one lake called Another Lake, and there's a lake next to it called And Another Lake.
Did DJ Khaled name these? And another one.
This is very much like a team of surveyors was just exploring the area. It's just like, oh my god, another lake. What are we gonna call it? I don't care anymore. It's 4:30 p.m. on a Friday.
I want to knock off for lunch. Yeah, okay, so Blue Lake, there is stuff there, but we need the super dash in order to get to any of it, so let's just go on over to the other elevator. Do-do-do-do-do. Inspector Bug Night. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Woo-hoo. I never watched a lot of Inspector Gadget as a kid, but I enjoyed it when I did.
Did you watch the live-action movies?
One of them, because I remember, like, Dr. Claw being impressively disappointing.
Then you watched the better one of those, I believe. Because they made two, and one is, like, it's okay, but two is some real dookie. They also replaced the main actor. They replaced Matthew Broderick with French Stewart.
Which French Stewart?
Of Home Alone 4, quote-unquote, fame.
I knew that the Home Alone series went that long. I'm just disappointed that anyone from that era actually, like, had a career. Because, frankly, you'd think they wouldn't.
I mean, his, like, actual claim to fame is Third Rock from the Sun.
Okay, okay.
I like reminding people of Home Alone 4.
In the same way I like reminding people of Karate Kid 4.
Exactly. Though the Home Alone franchise is still, like, active. There was another one, like, 2 or 3 years ago.
I mean, the Karate Kid franchise is kept active, right? Isn't there the Netflix series about Cobra Kai?
Yeah, I think that one's finished now, and I think they're working on a new movie as well. Or they just released one, actually. I think I saw a poster for it recently.
Alright, got a little bit of essence, that's about it. But let's actually go down this elevator, see where we end up. Hey, fungal wastes. And what do we got here? A rancid egg. Sure, I'll take it.
Can confirm, by the way, Home Sweet Home Alone came out in 2021.
Oh, we're actually back in City of Tears again. Oh, cool. Yes, excellent. This means we might not need to do the crazy puzzling. Alright, what do we get? We are over 1,000 essence. We are so essential right now.
Also, yes, Karate Kid Legends came out in 2025. It is a sequel to both the 2010 film and the original films.
Of course it is. The 2010 one had Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan, right?
That's correct.
Remember when Jaden Smith had, like, an acting career?
I, too, remember After Earth? Though, credit where credit is due, he was really good in The Pursuit of Happiness.
Note to self, I probably shouldn't have killed that flying guy, because I'm not sure I can get up there without him. Honestly,
Most of what I think about Jaden Smith from is his, like... the anime he did that was like weirdly obsessed with Toblerone.
See, the thing is, because it's Jaden Smith, I can't tell if you're messing with me or not.
Yeah, that's fair. I think you'll be happy to know that I have spent the past couple of days watching a different, better urban fantasy television show.
Not that it's hard, but yes, I am happy to hear.
I've been watching some Winona Earp. Show I only ever watched the first 2 seasons of, but it has 4. And it even got a TV movie. Ooh, man.
I might not be able to complete this one without that flying boy, but now that we've opened up that door, I can get back here a lot easier, and we can reset it if we need to.
And to remind both myself and the kind folks watching at home, isn't having multiple maps one of the things on your bingo sheet?
It sure is, I think. Let's take a look. Have 3 different maps, not counting Dirtmouth or the Hive. Yeah, which... Yeah, we now have City of Tears and the Forgotten Crossroads, so we're on 2 out of 3. Because yes, this is a bingo miser, and we are trying to do these sub-objectives that are self-imposed alongside actually beating the game. We're doing alright, but nothing... We're not, like, on the cusp of a bingo yet. I can hear a grub.
Yeah.
Which, if I can't get to that right now, that's not the worst thing. We've mostly exhausted the grub checks at this point. Blech.
I'm also desperately trying to craft a joke around the word bingo miser. Something along the lines of like, they're a really big fan of bingo, but they never want to pay for their entrance ticket or something.
Oh, because
like,
they're miserly?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. There's meat on these bones. I just have yet to like find
Scrape
the
it
recipe,
off.
as it were.
Alright, yeah, I cannot complete this one without a better way of getting to the left and also reaching that top floor. Both of which are theoretically doable, but I'm happy to carry on at the moment. Like, the map is nice, and we will be coming back for it, but right now it would not constitute, like, forward progress.
I was reading the news this morning, and there was a Netflix live event about a free climber who climbed a really large tower in Taipei, I believe.
Sure.
And I apologize to our viewers at home. I am going to make it about wrestling. They had a like panel of experts, basically, which was the host of the program, a climbing expert, and WWE superstar Seth freaking Rollins, which is how he was introduced, of course.
Of course he was.
Oh, making it look easy.
You were saying?
Well, you know, when you're outnumbered, it becomes a lot trickier, of course.
Ooh, yes. That's a door I've been meaning to get to.
Not unlike Dungeons and Dragons.
Unbreakable Heart, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Like, it's not going to get us...
the Fragile Heart as well?
Yes, it replaces the Fragile Heart, because the way the randomizer is organized, the Fragile Heart will always precede Unbreakable Heart. Like, they're essentially linked. Like, you cannot get one before getting the other.
Nice.
Yeah, like
right,
that's,
and of course, the person you go to upgrade the hearts does other things, because that's also in the randomizer. Gotcha.
correct, yes. If I go down there, I can't come back because I don't have the left wall climb yet. So, let's go
You do
here
have a
first.
bench pretty close to here, right?
I do, but we can pop in here first, because this is a place I've been meaning to get to.
Yeah, I was about to say this has big fight arena energy, and I don't know. I have a sense for these things apparently.
It's almost like you've watched me play this a bunch of times before.
And also just, I've played 1 or 2 video games in my time.
That's my favorite area transition. Big dramatic organ sting. Bye!
I was thinking about Phantom of the Opera for it.
Here we go.
Sorry, was the enemy you just killed called the Soul Twister?
Let's find out together.
Thought I saw the term Soul Twister.
Yes, he is. A highly intelligent bug that uses arcane knowledge to twist soul into vicious spells.
Soul Twister is such a good band name. Like, this is a funk band. Soul Twister is a funk band.
Yes. But yes, this is a door I've been meaning to get to, because something we've been lugging around for a while now is this. The elegant key. Bears the mark of Hallinus' soul sanctum. Glows faintly in the dark. Ta-da!
You're fighting Corvo from Dishonored.
Yeah, officially he's called the Soul Warrior, but I prefer to think of him as the Renegade of Funk.
Man, Dishonored, what a game.
Mm-hmm.
I never finished it because I'm famously very bad at stealth games. And it's one of these annoying stealth games that actually requires you to be good at stealth. Unlike
Cringe.
my favorite ones, Assassin's Creed. That being said, like you do actually kind of have to be good at stealth in Mirage and Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not, you will die very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Soul Warrior is not a particularly hard boss fight, normally speaking, but I'm really feeling my lack of a right side attack button. And
Yeah,
also,
normally speaking, doing a lot of work in that sentence.
Mm-hmm. And also, his shtick as a boss is he is actually so fast that it's really hard to get off a heal.
Yes. Couple of hits. The twofer. I obviously understand that, like, what I'm about to say is like kind of beyond the scope of at least the budget of the first one. But, and also I know I'm like very Monster Hunter brained, but I have really grown to appreciate bosses that like, while they maybe don't have a health bar, do have like some visual indication of being hurt.
Right. Steady body. That's okay. That's a charm that's eventually kind of useful for Salubra. But yeah, this is the one where you no longer recoil from your own nail strikes.
What are you supposed to get here?
An upgrade for one of your spells.
Okay.
Because the figure that was sort of strapped down here was a snail, and all of the magic spells you get from snails.
Gotcha.
But okay, we got a charm out of it, and that, like I said, that's eventually kind of useful for Salubra. And the other thing we got was, what did we get from beating him again? He did drop something.
A grub.
Right, that was it, a grub. Yeah. All right. That's at least money later on, and I do think we passed by something I couldn't quite afford. Right, there's a stack station that had, like, a thing to get that I couldn't afford, but we'll come back to that.
So, there are snails in this game. Are there also slugs?
There is one who is absolutely massive and literally kind of godlike.
Excellent, because I do have another one. I do have one bug joke written down that could be relevant for slugs. I know it as a song lyric, but I looked it up just to see if it wasn't like awful. And it's slug bug, and 2 for flinching, which is a game children play where they punch each other in the arm when they see a Volkswagen Beetle. I don't understand it either.
Like, I get that kids are bored, but, like, we have cell phones now. Okay, we need to get up there. Which means we need to be able to open this. Theoretically, that's doable by redoing this fight. But, yeah, that's going to be a little tricky. Let's put our swimming ability to work a little bit more, because I don't think I've done this yet. We've gotten far enough in that I'm really needing to, like, harness my inner mind palace and remember what we have and haven't done yet.
Yeah, the flowchart is extensive. Sorry, expansive. I guess extensive is not incorrect, but expansive is what I was going for.
Hello, the bugs within this glade, they're under my watch. They were extremely high donators to the Kickstarter. Not even a joke, these are all, like, little bug designs they included for the highest donators.
Oh, that's cute. I love it.
Right, I don't think there was anything here at the bottom, because there was stuff later on that's up. Come on.
I do kind of have, like, mixed feelings about something similar to that. Like, putting Kickstarter backers in your game, fine. 100% not a problem with it. But there's, like... There are some games that try to court, like... That try to use a very direct form of influencer marketing by just, like... Hey, look, we put Markiplier in our video game. And... Respectfully, when you're doing that with YouTubers, that's a real big dice roll. You know?
Yeah, it might be fine right now, but then 2 years from now, they say the N-word, and everybody's just like,
Remember when JonTron was a voice actor for Ukulele?
I honestly am not sure if I ever knew that exactly. I'm not surprised to hear about it, and I'm not surprised I haven't heard about it.
Yeah. Emphasis on was. They did replace him.
Good. Yeah, we can now go in and out of the Dirtmouth stag station, which is the minorest of minor conveniences, but, you know, it's there. I'm just going to go quickly to the Grubfather, and actually I'm going to check in with Gigi real quick to see what our egg situation is, because we have 3 of them right now, and I need to see how many we need.
Really? Pomamututa?
Okay, pay 12 for instant X for Charm Notch, 10 for Deepness. Alright.
Pomamutut.
So we need a bunch more. Gotcha.
Although definitely the funniest one was... Oh no, I forget what the game is now. It was like Asego Academy or something. That was just like a dating sim using the likenesses of a bunch of YouTubers. And it was like at least 3 of them have been canceled by now. Like,
here we go. This is what I want to pick up. King's Idol. That's just like money on layaway. But, you know, I think, don't we have a goal pertaining to those, actually?
God, I love Quant. It's such a great search engine that always gives me what I want.
Wanderer's Journals is the thing that I need 5 of. Okay. Now, let's see here. Yeah, okay, we'll go through here, take a right. We'll come back to that. What?
Asagao Academy. That was close.
I love that the enemy AI is keenly unaware of environmental hazards. So if they're chasing after you, they will just run into spikes and die.
I do like that. I do like that it's fair that way as well, right? Because there are games where they were just like, sorry, we're the bad guys. Environmental hazards don't hurt us. Sucks to suck. Can I immediately think of any examples? No, but I know they exist.
Have we been here?
Ooh,
Yes, okay. I have
that's
been...
such a troll enemy placement. Good God.
What? What's in my head? I did not expect that to work. I did not... Oh, is that because... Right, I have the nail extension charm equipped.
Nice.
What was very much not supposed to be able to hit that, let me tell you.
And that's the beauty of the randomizer.
Mm-hmm. Don't think there's any checks up here. But, you know, while we're here, let's make sure.
The voice acting for the flying lance enemies is like Ash Ketchum-esque.
There is something Ketchubium about it, isn't it? Yeah. There is something down there. Let's make sure. It's just an empty box with an enemy in it. Alright. That's fine. Whoa. Yup. And that's the way we came. Yada yada. Okay. Alright, that's all fine. Like, we've opened up some nice navigational shortcuts, and I can actually go to Lem and sell that King's Idol I got.
I am glad that they don't follow you between zones.
Oh yeah, that would be the worst.
Velmi Ardred.
Worship was offered through these items. There's an expert craft to them.
Helma Delka.
Alright.
Speaking of expert crafts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. I'm okay. I dropped something. I did read a really good Tumblr post recently about like dwarves unloading their really bad stuff onto humans, being like, haha, these will barely last one generation. But then for humans, it's like, I bought this, my grandfather bought this 200 years ago and it's still in perfect condition.
I'm just gonna double
Similarly,
check. Yeah, one place.
Similarly, elves. Their like booze is probably like 80% alcohol because they can afford to have a 3-day hangover.
Right. I gotta come in from the other side to open this. Because, yeah, this opening here on the map I was sort of curious about. There is... Right. This shaft here that took me up to sort of the resting grounds area. There is the part halfway through. Can I finagle... No, right now I cannot finagle that. Okay, good to know. And then that's... Yeah. Then we go into Kingdom's Edge. Alright.
Honestly, City of Tears is also a good band name.
It is, you're not wrong.
Put me down for doom metal.
Hi there, Eugene. How you doing? Let's see. Where else? Did I put that there?
Jerkmuth would be crust punk.
I'm annoyed at how accurate that is. Let's get over to a stag for a sec so I can sort of inspect our station situation. Queen Station, a bunch. King Station. There, resting grounds. Distant village. Hidden Station. Stagnist. To answer your question, Eugene, we're trying to find checks because this is an item randomizer, and I'm trying to think of like places we haven't been yet that I can get to with what I have right now. There's a bit in... Wait, hang on, I'm getting memories. Yep, we are doing item randomizers. Let's go over to green path for a sec, because I have a theory. Like, there's a place that we sort of dipped in and out of because I wasn't super confident that I'd be able to survive it with what I have. But now I have Unbreakable Heart. And if I combine that with Mark of Pride, okay. 俺のプライドですね.
For context, we've randomized a lot of the game. Like, we are currently lacking the ability to attack to the right.
Yep.
We only have a Mantis Claw for the right as well, I believe.
Correct. We can only wall jump off of walls that are to our right.
Yeah, we don't have the double jump.
We started off not even being able to swim in,
In water, yeah.
correct. We can trade eggs to Gigi, but she needs a certain number of them, and right now we don't have enough of them, so...
Yeah.
See, also, this place is normally not this dark, but we don't have a lantern.
Yet. Yeah.
But the game doesn't actually stop you from coming through here.
It just heavily discourages it.
Face carved from stone. Yeah, we do have the dream nails. Normally we would be able to do a fight here, but I think you do need the lantern to actually see the person you're trying to fight. Wow.
Oh yeah, and it sends you back to the beginning every time too.
Yeah, the game does heavily discourage this stuff, but you know, beggars cannot be choosers, and we are Beg Knight, so. Yeah, we're not gonna do the actual boss fight. Thankfully, we're just gonna. Right.
Ooh, so close.
We can do it. Here we go.
Nice. Oh, there's spikes there. Ooh, rough.
Scruff McGruff.
Believe in the me who believes in you. Remind me, you haven't seen Gurren Lagann, right?
I have not. No, it's like it's on the list, but it's a long list.
Yeah. Oh no.
Ooh, you got Hollow Knight working on your phone. Nice.
That's wild. I didn't know that was possible. Do you have touchscreen controls for that? Like, do you have like the on-screen controls, or do you have a separate device for the controller?
Yeah.
It could be cloud gaming. I don't know if it's available on like Amazon Luna.
Is that I think that's not a thing anymore, right? Didn't they do a whole thing of like, yeah, we're shutting it down?
I know the Google one shut down.
I think Amazon did as well. Like the exec who was in charge of it had a big thing of like, yeah, it turns out gamers aren't going to switch platforms just because a new one shows up. And everyone was like, yeah. Also, what do you mean you were competing with Steam? Nobody noticed.
No, that was just Amazon, like their gaming division, I think. Hang on, I'm using the power of the internet.
Alright, so that takes us back
No,
here.
Amazon Luna does still exist.
Oh.
But you're right, there was definitely an Amazon thing. I think that was just like their gaming division, basically. Like their MMO, The New World, got shut down, for instance.
I'm today years old when I learned that Amazon was working on an MMO.
It was already out. It was, I think I told you this at the time, but it was a couple of years ago. There were two very funny things about it at launch. The first one was, well, funny. The first one maybe not so funny, but anyway, the main menu had a completely uncapped frame rate.
We got there. What do we got? A mask shard. Not gonna get us anywhere we couldn't already, but I'll take it. We're on 1 out of 4. Okay. Yeah.
And so people with like really high-end graphics cards, which at the time was like the NVIDIA like 390s and stuff, were rendering the main menu at like over 1,000 FPS, and it was cooking their GPUs.
Yup.
And then the other one was there was an in-game events for like sort of holding territories. King of the Hill, to put it in Halo terms.
King of the Hill.
But there were two sort of griefing strategies you could do with that. One is the in-game chat didn't have boundaries for images. So people would just post like 4K images and block other players' entire screens. And the other one was your character was invincible not while you were AFK, but while specifically you were moving the game window around. So they would just position their character in the hill they needed to be king of, play in windowed mode, and just sort of wiggle the game window around a little bit, and nobody could touch them.
Let's see. I don't think we have the ability. Yeah, we can't clear that jump quite yet. Let's see. I know there's places with acid, but right now we can't swim in acid yet. We can only swim in water. This will take us... Okay, if we take the left side, that takes us up to Fog Canyon.
One of the few things that the Bug Knight and I have in common.
I mean, that and just the amazing baritone. Going down from here leads in the direction of... Right, that might be an option. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna try taking the worst route into Deep Nest. I think we can do it from here.
There is a very strong association with the word mushrooms that I have nowadays. And it's because of the Hobbit movies. Just the way Saruman says mushrooms when he's dunking on Radagast the Brown.
Mushrooms.
The consumption of mushrooms. has addled his mind and yellowed his teeth.
Let's see, does that little floaty boy reset when I come back? Okay, he does, so we can try this a couple times.
My Christopher Lee's, like, not bad, but I think my brother's is better.
Yeah, Oko does a pretty solid one. Can I lure him over here at all? Yeah, this way, buddy. This way. That's fine. I'll take that hit. I just want him over in that direction, so...
I mean, he's a big enough fan of, like, Christopher Lee to have listened to his albums.
Okay. Hang on a sec. Do I have the heavy blow? Okay. I'm cooking here. I'm cooking.
So you can sort of kite it over there by force.
Yeah, I can give it one smack to the left. And
That's not going to kill it.
yeah, that won't kill it because we haven't upgraded the nail yet. And then it might be in
Gotcha.
position for a pogo.
This is genuinely what I like to see in these kinds of randomizer games. Just the, like, very skilled people using the game systems to create solutions to problems that shouldn't exist
Yeah.
otherwise.
Yeah, you can see how much that big guy went flying. So there we go.
I think, like, there's still a number of, like, major traversal options we're missing, obviously. But I get the feeling that the left Mantis Claw is gonna just do so much for us.
Okay, I did get him in the right position, but he recentered himself, and I can't do it now again because it'll kill him. But
Yeah.
oh,
You can just reset him by going back up, right?
not quite. True. I can try that again. Yeah. Okay.
I like where your head's at. I do think this is gonna work.
I don't get any height from him when I pogo off that. That's weird. Because, like, this should result in height. Barely any, but it's a little bit. Like,
Yeah. Maybe it's because you're too far to the side when you hit him with the downward stab.
oof. Okay,
Got
it.
there. No!
Alright, I should just be willing to kill that utter floaty boy. But okay, we got this. Need to be quicker on the draw in order to get this. And also, I can replenish my soul while I'm up here, because everything just resets. Okay, not quite. Not quite. You need to sort of come in from a right angle, but we know it's doable. There we go. And then up here. Wham. Oh.
Oh no.
Okay. Maybe we can run it back?
I don't know. I think that bit of ceiling there is gonna...
It's probably gonna screw me over, but we can try. Okay. Okay, got no height on that one for some reason. Probably
Wait,
because I
it
came in
fallen
from the side.
As the song goes, always look on the bright side of life. I know that's not the easiest thing to do at the moment. especially if you do live in the United States of America.
Yeah, okay, that one ain't happening. It's a very specific timing to get that. And you can't dilly or dally. Trust me, I've tried both.
Have you ever had a dilly bar?
I don't think so. That's the Canadian one that isn't an Nanaimo bar, right?
It's a Dairy Queen like ice cream.
All right. Cannot say I've had it because I don't think we have Dairy Queen here. Last I checked.
No. Do you like Dairy Queen? Although, like, my only like exposure to Dairy Queen was also not in North America, so I was surprised to learn that in the United States,
Okay, yeah, that there's. We cannot clear
Dairy
this.
Queen also just sells like burgers. Like, I know it as an ice cream place.
Me too, but I guess you gotta diversify. Like, gotta keep the place up and running during winter, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Fungal wastes, we cannot drop down to deepness at the moment. There is Mantis Village, which I believe we tried and is not really feasible because there's a jump over acid that we can't quite clear at the moment.
I believe that's correct, yes.
We cannot rescue Breda right now because we don't have the left side Mantis Claw. We fought
How about
Elder Who. Go
we
ahead.
take a quick break because we're right at the top of the hour, and
True.
we do some thinking about it during the break while we do some stretches and go to the bathroom and have some water,
Yeah.
as I recommend you all do.
Yeah, like stretch your ligaments, cycle your fluids, crack your bones, maybe not that last one. And we'll be right back after this. And we're back, everybody. Let's see if we can figure out where to go. And I have an idea of at least something to do to start off. Which is, I want to hit up everybody's favorite shopkeep for a sec. Papanada.
Bapanada.
Indeed. Grab the Warrior's Grave pin, the Vendor pin, the Stackley pin, Hot Spring pin, and the Shell marker. And sit down.
Out of curiosity, why is there a thing that shows off how much money you've spent?
I think that's part of the bingo sync component that we are doing. That is the bingo board. Because sometimes there are requirements, there can be objectives here on, like, spend at least this much. Because it is basically impossible to spend money frivolously in this game.
Yeah.
Like, you can't buy something useless and then just buy more of it. That's not really how the shops in this game work. But okay. What I want to do is mark myself on the map so I know where I'm at. And then, what do I want for... We can make it Sprint Master, I guess. That'll save a little bit of time. But okay. We have the map. I noticed I have a shell marker up here near what I believe is the Stag Nest. That's probably just like a thing to buy from there that I haven't gotten around to yet.
Which means it probably wasn't very exciting.
Probably not, but it could be that it was interesting and I just didn't get around to it. We've already bought that.
Remind me, what do the shell markers specifically indicate?
The shell markers don't indicate anything. They're your own markers for marking things on the map. Like, I put this here
Gotcha.
myself. Alright, I already got the thing I paid for, so I'm assuming this one is just... Yeah, there's a little, like, tiny lore bit across here, but I don't think that's, like, a check. It's more of a Slovak kind of situation. So
And probably also not something worth marking then, right?
I think I just marked the pavement thing that was here previously and got it and forgot to remove my marker. But I noticed I have 5 of my blue markers. That means there is a blue marker I put down elsewhere that I haven't gotten to, right? I think I saw a smidge of it, so let's hit up. I think that's somewhere down near Deep Nest. Hiya. So yeah, take me to
Hiya.
here we go. Yeah, way down here. Still nothing. Ah, okay.
There it is.
It's way down here. What is that? I think that might be Royal Waterways. I think that was me marking the thing we did near the start of this stream.
Gotcha.
In general, Royal Waterways might be worth another look at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you can swim.
This area right here. Where does that go and why haven't I gone there yet?
I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say couldn't make a jump.
It's worth investigating. Theoretically, I could also try... No, I know better than that. So, okay. I know I can drop into the water now here in Deep Nest, but that doesn't actually make much of a difference. We've done the elevator pass, and then I know there's a thing I can reach from the elevator shaft, but I've already tried that one. And I cannot get up there without some more help. We tried the fight against the dream version of the false knight, and that one we couldn't do because there was a jump we couldn't make.
Yes.
We need a super dash for that. We need another jump for that. Don't mind me, folks. Just getting out a little notepad. I need to... Yeah, I'm going to be sort of systematic here. I want to take a little bit of an index of, like, things we... You know, options we know we have and what we can get out of them. So that way I don't, like, sort of doubt myself of, like, oh, I could have been getting this the whole time. Because there are things we know we haven't done because they're, like, finicky and might take a couple tries. Like, for instance, we have a dream tree right here that I haven't gotten yet. That's a rancid egg. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. Crossroads tree equals egg.
What's the saying for Mythbusters? It doesn't count as science until you write it down.
I watched a lot of Mythbusters and I don't remember that one, but it is a good one. I guess I can see if this is doable. There's this one jump that's very hard to do at the moment for us because we don't have the ways and means to get there, and that flying boy is about to... Yeah, okay. Okay, so this tree is realistically not happening anytime soon. We've gotten everything from the Elder Grub except for the check at the very end when you get all of them. Right, yeah, Omega is pointing out the difference between science and messing around is writing things down. That is a good one. So, okay, we know about that one. That one is accounted for. So what other...
I haven't seen a fall like that since the Hoarfrost Reach.
Shout out to the people who played Monster Hunter World. Next up, over in...
Specifically the Iceborne expansion.
which is a hell of a drop.
Also, there's a really big one in the ancient forest, right? Like you jump
yeah.
like off the tree.
Mm-hmm. That's a big boy. We've already fought Gorb. Gorb the Great. Oh dear, I just realized there's a thing I can do here. And it's gonna be messy, but I mean, we did the Stone Sanctuary.
I am excited. Okay, yeah. When you're putting on the extra health charm, you know it's about to get serious.
I mean, I would love for there to be like a boss fight we haven't done yet because it was hard. But no, in this case, we might need to go futzing around in the dark again.
Yeah. So far, the only boss fight is one that we haven't done is one that's literally impossible.
Well,
I believe.
inaccessible. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fight itself is a very different matter. I guess theoretically, okay, yeah. I'm gonna take stock of sort of like how cruel that dark environment is. Because the Stone Sanctuary, like, it's a relatively small area. I've been there before. I knew the route pretty well. It's not the hardest thing in the world. This place is a lot longer. Oh, and it has enemies, and I can't attack to the right, and...
Big jerk hours.
Yeah, okay, I would rather not go through here if I don't have to, and I don't think anybody else wants me to either. Let's see.
It is both good and bad that those Cornifer lore drops aren't in the randomizer.
What do you mean the lore drops?
The things he leaves behind right there. The letters, yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully not, no. Let's see.
Because imagine getting one of those letters as like a reward for a boss fight.
You can add lore to the randomizer, fun fact.
Yeah, I assumed so. And it's good that you didn't.
Yeah, because this is going to be tricky enough without it. Whoop. Alright, I believe there's another tree here. Okay, Cyclone Slash. That's
a good one.
It's a nice one to have for certain fights. Particularly, it's great against the Collector. But it's not going to get us anywhere we couldn't go before. But I'm going to write it down. Cliff's Tree equals Cyc Slash. Got that. And I'll whack it with the thing so that it'll show up on the map. I mean, I'll see if we can get it.
Yeah, we're here now.
It's worth a try.
As my dad likes to say in his horrific Dinglish, if you don't try, you don't get. Yeah, Wayne Gretzky, he is not.
I'm more upset at the term Dinglish, to be honest.
Or if you want to make a very specific reference, Michael Scott. I have seen maybe 3 episodes of The Office ever.
That's 3 more than I've seen.
But it is... I do remember the screenshot of, like... You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Quote Wayne Gretzky. Quote Michael Scott. I am glad that, like, some of these, like, people who got famous doing comedies are doing pretty good work as dramatic actors as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't watch it, but there was a show, I think it was called like The Patient or something, that had Michael Scott playing like a therapist. It was sort of like a psychological thriller show. And apparently it was really good. Or Michael Scott. Steve Carell, the guy who plays Michael Scott. Good lord. Similarly, also Uncut Gems for Adam Sandler.
Uncut Gems, yes.
Another movie I haven't seen, but
I rather enjoy the rare occasions that Jim Carrey wants to be dramatic, like things like The Truman Show or Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Those are good, and he's
Yeah.
good in them.
nice. Right, yes. That's the Mantis Claw you don't have.
Yeah, like, I'm not expecting to be able to actually get this one, but anything we collect now, I'm pretty sure we won't need to collect later, so worth doing on that
It
basis
does, I think,
alone.
get added to your totem. So.
No. That's how it would normally work. But that's because normally that is sort of the reward for each of these trees. You get a certain amount of essence from them.
Ah. Right, I see. Yeah, the number is showing up, but it's not increasing.
Yeah. Whoa. Ow.
This is a big area.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Hot dog.
Absolutely. And it's hard to navigate without better options than we have. I think I already got the thing that was here. Yeah, okay.
Although similarly, I also really enjoy when dramatic actors do comedy. Like, the one I'm immediately thinking of, which I also haven't seen, is Liam Neeson in The Naked Gun.
He's pretty good in those, yeah.
That movie, it just hit streaming, so I can watch it easily. Because I missed it in theaters, unfortunately.
Alright. I know there's a check we haven't gotten yet in the Crossroads, because initially it is inaccessible and you need gear for it. I don't have good gear for it, but I have some, so let's see if we can get it.
And also, yes, Leslie Nielsen in the original Naked Gun movies. Oh, Andre Braugher, I believe his name is pronounced, in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I will defer to you being able to remember actors' names, and I can't. Let's see. Right, this is just the big guy. This is one of the first checks we got. Thank you for going there. Right, I don't have the compass equipped right now, do I? Yep, sure don't.
Doesn't look like it.
That's okay, that's okay. Because, yeah, the place I'm looking for is... I believe it's just, yeah, like to the left here.
I wonder how Andy Samberg would do in a serious dramatic role. I don't know if I've ever seen him do one. I've got Brooklyn Nine-Nine on the mind because I've been watching it on Netflix. You destroy that platform? Did I see that
No,
correctly?
I think there was something. Yeah, I destroyed some background elements.
Ah, nice.
Here. Well, kind of didn't see that one. There we go. Yaha, that's all fine. That's all good. Right, and then we're back here.
Oh, bug. I suppose that doesn't really narrow it down in this game.
Yeah, it's like, bug, you don't say. Really? You're Josh. Right, this is the mound that's behind the knight, which means there's a opportunity for me to equip the compass charm. We've done the mount itself.
I'm gonna do something that I realize makes the joke less funny, but I did want to say something along the lines of, no, I'm actually Draking, but that would be a reference to Drake and Josh, not Drake the musical artist. But one of those is more recent than the other one, and it's the wrong one for the purpose of the joke.
I have also never seen Drake and Josh. I have just, like, not watched nearly as much TV as most people have. I would say I was deprived as a child, but given that the era in which I would have been watching was the 2000s, I think I did pretty well, actually. Here we go. This is what I was thinking about. I can make that jump. Then we can get through here. What?
I mean, on the subject of Drake and Josh, like, a lot of those, like, Nickelodeon sitcoms, especially, were just, like,
All right. What do we got?
fine.
What do we got? Vessel fragment. Okay. That is our third one, so we've got more soul now. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
But not what I was hoping to find.
Yeah. Like, will you miss the occasional reference to the iCarly? Yeah, but, like, your life isn't really going to be enriched by its presence in your life, you know? And you'll be a lot less confused than I am whenever someone makes a Simpsons reference, because that happens a lot more often, at least within people I know.
Yep.
Wizards of Waverly Place is not the most vital piece of our culture.
Ugh. No. So I've got that. I don't have access to Crystal Peak. That only connects to like a handful of places. And we do not have the super dash in either direction, do we? No.
New.
I think there is stuff that I'm missing. Green path. We can do green path. Or at least double check.
I do
green
seem
path.
to remember there were areas of Green Path that you couldn't get to yet.
Yeah, I know there's one or two specific actual places I can't get to because my general intolerance to acid, and like that hasn't changed. But just places that are like a bit rough, a bit harsh on the old health bar. Better to be thorough.
Acid, another one of those things that joins the likes of quicksand.
Quicksand and lava and sharks, where as a kid you're very worried about it.
And unless you go into a very specific profession, is probably not actually going to affect your life in any meaningful way. Like, if anything, acid is the one that's going to come up the most just because it's inside of us at all times.
And depending on where you work, it might also be like part of your occupation.
Like I said, yeah, if you go into very specific professions.
You say very specific. It can show up in places you're not expecting. Like, for those listening along at home who might not notice, I used to do IT for Philips, the electronics manufacturer. And there was a server closet I would sometimes have to go to, where, technically speaking, the route to that closet was very straightforward, very quick, very easy. And I wasn't allowed to take it because the straightforward route involved a staircase directly underneath a giant vat of sulfuric acid that they had for like processing the steel they were using for the razor blades they were making there.
Yeah.
So I would have to take this hilariously contrived alternative route that involved like going over to the next, like the fabrication hall next door and going up into the rafters and then going back up top, bemoaning the lack of safety railings. It was a time.
And I guess I use acid quite frequently as well in cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big vinegar enjoyer.
The old Vinnie Jones.
Genuinely, like, I clown on short form content a lot, as it deserves. I do watch, like, the only thing I ever watch on short form stuff is like YouTube shorts that are just cooking and like learning, and you pick up some tips like that, you know. And it has made me much better at seasoning my food, like finding a good ratio between like acidic sweetness and the other ones, you know, spicy, umami, etc.
Salty. Yeah.
I have like whenever I roast vegetables, I do like a mix of, it sort of depends on the vegetables whether I use honey or maple syrup as my sweetener. But I've been, this is how you can tell I'm in my 30s. I've been getting really into apple cider vinegar recently. It's delicious. And like balsamic vinegar is very good, obviously, but it has a decent amount of sugar in it already, and so depending on how you're using it, it has a tendency to burn if you're using it for like roasting vegetables.
A nice trick I've discovered recently is for dishes where I want sort of a citric flavor, but I don't want the actual acidity that comes from like adding lemon juice.
Yeah, lemon rind.
Lemon rind is an option, but then you're left with like most of a lemon that you're not really going to use.
Yeah.
Which feels a bit wasteful. No, lime leaves. You can get them from the seasoning aisle at your supermarket if you get lucky with your supermarket. And they're very good at what they do. They're very fragrant. Apparently they mostly get used in like Thai cooking for like Thai green curry.
I believe it, yeah.
But they're very good in terms of just adding a nice, fragrant, like, citric aroma to everything without actually increasing the acidity or feeling like you're wasting a perfectly good fruit.
When I had friends over on Friday, I made that baked pumpkin risotto again. It's always a hit.
Rightly so.
And I took a look at the original recipe and was like, I wonder, you know, I've been having an issue with it recently where, like, I'll cook it according to the recipe I have, but then the rice is still a little undercooked. And so I double-checked the original recipe, and I discovered that in the sage butter you make, the recipe also calls for lemon rind. So I incorporated that again. Also, I discovered that my supermarket recently started stocking fresh sage, so I bought some of that instead of the dried stuff. And sure enough, it was delicious.
Sure enough.
I still have enough for at least tonight, and maybe a lunch on top of that. Probably not enough for dinner on Monday. Unfortunately, my investigation of the original recipe did not, in fact, give me an answer to why my rice is consistently undercooked. The solution I've come up with is just cook it longer. Like,
Yeah.
that is how risotto works.
All right, we'll pop into the stag station for a sec, heal up, and then be on our way. Right, yeah. This is sort of the area I was in mind. In terms of there might be things left to investigate. Cleared that out. What about this?
That's a lot of money.
That's a good bit of money, and we have some more over here.
Cash money, baby. I do love the big, like, particle effect. Maybe not particle effect, but the big effect of, like, weapons clashing that
Yep.
shows up in this game. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, a certain kind of person will tell you that actually Hollow Knight does have a parry mechanic, because you can time your attacks just right for that clash, and it is a way to avoid damage if you're careful. But calling it a parry mechanic, IMHO, a little bit duplicitous.
That is one of the ways I think is very interesting that, like, the rise of Souls-likes has impacted video games. Like, of course, parry mechanics weren't invented by FromSoft,
No.
but, like, the popularity of especially the Dark Souls games has made them, I think, a lot more common.
Well,
Like-
Dark Souls partially, but Dark Souls is still happy to give you a shield.
Yeah.
I think the real turning point was Bloodborne. Like, Bloodborne has one shield, and it sucks,
And it
and you
sucks.
can't get it until like halfway through the game. You know, shields are nice, but not if they engender passivity.
Yeah, like, nowadays, like, every weapon in Monster Hunter has some sort of parry, I think. When that used to just be something for the longsword.
Does it all have a parry? Like, I guess that there's a perfect block nowadays for a lot of them. Yeah. Okay.
And offset attacks are also parries.
True. Okay, I have a theory. Well, I have a plan, which, you know, is a similar flavor. I need to make sure I don't have any money in my bank account with Mirabelle, I think her name is.
I don't believe you've given her any money, but it is good to double check.
I might have, like, opened the account, but I don't know if I've actually
Yeah.
given her any money.
Just Gio. Gio.
Alright, nothing in here.
Gio. Kalala.
Gio Kalala to you as well. Because there is a place I can spend this money. I'll double check that Salubra doesn't have anything worthwhile first. Like, I don't need to pick up any mask shards or anything right this second, so let's just see. Okay, she's got the pale ore. Eventually that will be worth picking up, but okay, the rest of these, not so much. Is there anything here that's, like, good value? I think these two I can sell for more.
I wouldn't know off the top of my head. Can look it up if you want, but
If you could, yeah, like Hollow Knight King's Idol. How much do those normally sell for?
To the wiki. They sell for 800.
Okay, so yeah, these two are very much worth grabbing. Because we're gonna sell them, because I need money. And I have a plan. Which one of those is closer? I think
It's never been more true that you, in order to make money, you have to spend money.
Yeah, okay, we sell for about 800. That's a pretty good deal.
To go back to the Monster Hunter thing, the only ones I'm not sure about are light bowgun and bow. Like, I know the heavy bowgun has some sort of offset attack, so I assume the light one does as well. And then the longsword, it just got more, basically. Like, it has like 3 or 4 different berries.
Here we go. So,
War's son? Gian.
But like, if you compare the like Batman Arkham and original Assassin's Creed formula style of parrying to like the way Assassin's Creed parries work now, it's basically night and day.
Yeah. All right.
Like, combat is so much more involved and technical in Assassin's Creed games these days.
All right, there's a...
And I think it's because of the Souls games. Like, it's stamina and parries and dodge rolls and...
It had a big influence, for sure. Yeah, I want to make sure that this lady can't skip anything. Fragile Greed, beautiful. Show it to me. She'll give us a grub. I mean, grubs are good money these days, but I don't think we'll get...
450?
No, I don't think so. Or at least not yet. Maybe later on this will be... Like, closer to the end, it'll be sort of breaking even. But okay, good to know, because...
Oh, you're going for the thing that asks you for all of your geo, I assume.
Very good. Well remembered. Here we go. Basin. Base. Base in.
The planet of the base.
When the rhythm is glad, there's no need to be sad. Hey, Cornifer.
Oh no, it's worse than that. It's there is nothing to be sad.
Oh, actually, I hadn't bought this one yet. I'll take 300 essence. Absolutely. Which... Alright.
It's wild that that guy is, like, actually kind of popular nowadays.
The planet of the base?
Like, as a musician, yeah.
Oh, it's only for a Hell on a Seal. Okay. I'm glad it tells me ahead of time. And if memory serves, we don't even need that for our bingo board, so that's fine. Okay, that does free up the money to be spent elsewhere if we want it. So...
Not that I can think of a lot of things we'd want to spend it on. I mean, I guess there's that vessel shard, but...
True.
And the pale ore eventually.
Yeah. I'm gonna warp back to Advantage because there is a little bit of stuff to do. Well, a very dangerous area to explore, rather. That might have something worthwhile.
I mean, that's the thing. This randomizer that's the way this randomizer works, right? Is like the most vital stuff is behind some less accessible places.
And normally speaking, it's actually random, but I have explicitly turned on a curse that increases the odds of progression items being towards the end of these sort of like logic chains, so you have to go through multiple steps in order to get them.
Yeah.
Here we go.
we in SmackDown Here Comes the Pain mode territory?
Little bit.
Oh yeah, these things. And there's like coming up. We've been here before.
Yeah, there's this upper area and a lower area. Oh, in the lower area. Yeah, it has a fragile floor I can't break because I don't have the downward spell. Okay, can't quite reach that guy from below, much as I would like to. Yeah, here we go. There's two of them.
Ooh, one more thing I wanted to mention from earlier. I mentioned I'd been watching Winona Earp. You can really tell the difference between a show that's between a Canadian show and an American show that's shot in Canada.
Map of Crystal Peak. We can't get there yet, but I'm not mad to see more maps. And I believe that does fulfill one of our bingo. Yes.
3 maps.
All right. And we're not done here quite yet. Although I don't know if there's any more. Shit.
Because while Winona Earp is for more or less the same audience as Supernatural, they're actually allowed to swear.
Ooh.
Like, not any of the big ones, but they're allowed to say the 4-letter one that starts with S.
Which we can't, because we're dorks. But no.
Well, we can. We just choose not to.
Alright. Alright. So, okay. We got a map for Crystal Peak. And yeah, there's this... I'm going to mark this actually while I'm here, because... Wait, where... Okay, I am... Here. So, while I'm here, mark this and we'll use the... There we go.
Crystal Peak is not a band, but it would be an album.
It'd be like the fourth album that isn't bad, isn't divisive, but it is sort of the one where they tried some things that like a subset of the fans really like, but most of them don't and just sort of endure it.
Yeah. Or it's just a prog rock album. Which...
That's what I said.
Given my relationship with prog rock is not inaccurate, yeah. Here's the thing I like. I think I've talked about this on Blue Sky before. I don't dislike prog rock and prog metal. Like I like a couple Yes songs. I've even seen them in concert. Like I just find it a fairly tedious genre sometimes. Because you know, the songs are really long, and they do have distinct parts. And I know that. Don't at me, Dream Theater fans. But it's just exhausting to listen to.
How much of that has to do with the Dutch Top 2000 and the fact that your brother puts, like, 8 songs in there that are all 8 minutes long?
Not just my brother.
So yes, is the answer.
A non-zero amount of it, for sure. Like, we have, I think consistently over the years we've been keeping track of data on it, Pink Floyd is the artist that gets voted for the most.
And, you know, I love me some Pink Floyd, but, when you, like, if you're choosing to sit down and listen to a Pink Floyd album, that's like an experience, and it's a long, not particularly frivolous one, but it's very rewarding. Getting like 3/4 of an album's worth of Pink Floyd songs interspersed with completely unrelated music from other musicians, not my idea of an amazing time.
Yeah. And I don't remember what song it was because it made very little impression on me. But I was listening to the full playlist at the end of last year, and it was like it was just literally on shuffle, the whole thing, and a song came up, and it was one of the most boring songs I've ever heard. And I looked at it, and it was by Pink Floyd. You know, like,
they have had their rough patches.
I'm sure it makes sense in the context of the album or whatever, but wow. I mean, you can argue it, like, taste in music forever. Like, I'm sure there are plenty of songs that I vote for that most of my family doesn't really like. And there's one, I have an uncle who voted for Tougher Than the Rest by Springsteen. And don't get me wrong, I love me some Springsteen, but that one's not in the top tier of his songs, in my opinion. I would say that there are a lot far better picks you could have gone for, but I don't know his relationship with the song and why he votes for it. So, you know?
Okay, I can't
You
get
only
into
have partial
Pacific
information.
that way.
So, what do we have left that isn't just that really dark area you don't really want to do unless you absolutely have to?
Alternatively, there are really dark areas in Deep Nest, which we've seen that. That's a similarly grueling experience, but with worse audio. I know I can't get in here. I know I can't get in here.
Those two exits on top of Soul Sanctum you can't go to either, right? We've tried those?
Yes, correct. Theoretically, there might be pogo shenanigans that can get us there, but that applies to a couple different things at this point. This soul tree isn't going to get us anything amazing. This soul tree isn't going to get us anything amazing. Because, yeah, that's an egg and a... I haven't actually written down what this soul tree gives us. The one in City of Tears. I haven't written down what that is, and I want to make sure I know what it is. Because if it turns out it's actually good, it might be worth finicky stuff.
I am sort of afraid that we're kind of running out of, like, good options here.
I never wanted to make this easy on myself, so you'd probably be correct about that. Let's have a look. Here we go. Here we go. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, wait, it's one below this. Map of Kingdom's Edge. That's alright. Not amazing. Like, it's not going to get us anywhere new, but it would be helpful. Okay, so City Tree is KE map. Honestly,
Thanks, Brian.
ooh, I have a theory. I think there might be some more stuff still in the Royal Waterways. Like, we went there very early on to get, like, the one thing I knew I could do with the water. But I think there's one or two other bits and bobs we can do over there. So, yeah, let's get ourselves over there. Or as close to it as we can. Hey, Coral. And make sure we've got a good loadout. That's a pretty good loadout, yeah. We have the Dream Nail, but I can't think of any Dream Nail bosses we can really do. Like, there's one in Stone Sanctuary, but that one's inaccessible without the Lumifly Lantern.
Yeah.
There's the dream mail fight against the failed champion, but can't actually reach that one without better jumping options.
I'm also desperately trying to craft a joke about that I think literally maybe only you will get of everyone here.
I mean, when has that ever stopped us?
Adam Copeland, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett.
You're right, I am the only
Inside
person here who would get that.
Yeah.
Alright. There's an area I'm trying to remember if we can get. If nothing else, I distinctly remember that on our way to the Dung Defender, we passed by an area where I was like, oh, I think there's an egg sack here. Oh, no, this is just our friend who wants a certain crest, right? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, on the way to the Dung Defender, I remember thinking to myself, there's an egg sack somewhere around here. I'll come back for it. So, let's do that, because we know we can get there. We know we can get to the Dung Defender.
Those are so rude.
Yep, and they also do double damage.
Oh yeah, these little freaky things.
Yeah, I suspect...
This is the one where I thought, yeah, the gross ones, and then there were two. Yeah, I remember this area now. Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they switch from, like... They get flipped over, and then they switch from walking to jumping. It's neat. Here we go.
I do still forget that you can't attack to the right sometimes. See you like jumping around the enemy and being like, what are you doing? just do it.
This leads down. And where about there-ish?
The really long, like, cello note there. It did briefly give me flashbacks to, like, oh, are my upstairs neighbors drilling again? That thankfully hasn't been a problem for a very long time.
Yeah, for gentle listeners, for those of you who might not know, there was, I'm gonna conservatively estimate, a year and a half where there was just drilling in Hyoka's building for no adequately explained reason.
Yeah, this was my old place, my old apartment building. There was just frequent drilling for as long as I lived there. Like, it was more frequent than like, it varied in frequency, but it was never truly gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I lived there for 5 years, I think.
That sounds right, yeah.
No, 6 years. I moved in 24.
Oh, please tell me I can get with it.
Mantis Claw.
Alright, we'll have to reset on that one, unfortunately, because Cannot get back up there, and it did take a wrong turn. Took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Hey, Coral.
But on the other hand, like, that is just something you kind of sign up for when you live in an apartment building, you know? Like, especially an apartment building that's from the 1960s and doesn't have modern wall insulation.
Alright, heal up. Go down again.
Like, my current building, there isn't no noise. But it is definitely less.
There we go. Get that healed up. And drop back down again. Okay. We've explored to our left pretty well, pretty thoroughly. Yeah, we need to get back to the Dung Defender area.
I say we take one more crack at it, and then we call it, because we are almost at the top of the hour.
True.
And I am just realizing that there is something we forgot to talk about before we went live. We're streaming both days next weekend.
Yes.
Say
both
we.
days.
We, the royal we of Gamepodular, not specifically the two of us.
Okay, here we go. This is the way to the Dung Defender. And that eventually takes us to a shaft that connects to City of Tears in a way I've already been, so that's fine. Yeah, that means somewhere around here is, or at least should be.
Those things are also just so rude. Like, they're so fast.
Yep, they really are. It's possible that I'm thinking of an area that's actually like a layer down still in the waterways, and I cannot get to that layer without the downward smash spell.
Yeah. It's so guttural.
Yep.
Why did you gain essence from that?
Every once in a while you just get those. I've noticed you get them for sort of like multi-kills, as it were.
Okay.
Okay, this is the exact I was thinking of, and it is already accounted for, so I was thorough on that one at least. This is a destructible wall that needs to be destroyed from the other side.
Screech is so gross.
It is, yes. Alright, now we're gonna mark this with the blue, because I'm trying to make a point now of marking all the places we can. Like we need the downward spell to smash through.
Yeah. So,
okay, this is now thoroughly accounted for. There's the place with... I can think of one thing that's still worth checking at this point. One of the things I'm actually still not sure about in this game, I could look it up. I probably should have looked it up before starting this run. I'm not sure what the trigger is for accessing the dream version of the Dung Defender fight. I think it has something to do with you need the item that lets you swim in acid. But yeah, Yeah, like right now he's here hanging out very jolly. Entirely my fault. Alright, I also can't get through here yet. There is a check right below here, but we need the downward spell again. Man, that'd be really nice to have. But okay. So yeah, the Dung Defender question is sort of immaterial until I get that spell, at least. And then I think there's another tree at the bottom of this that I'm not planning on getting, because I know we're at the top of the hour and we should be wrapping it up. But I do want to make note of what it is, so that I will know whether it's worth trying. Because, yeah, like, we have gotten some stuff today, so, you know, including even technically some stuff that gives access to new areas, like the elevator pass. But, yeah, pickings were a bit slim today. Okay, rancid egg. So, okay. I'm going to call this the shaft tree. Shaft tree is egg. Oh, and while we're at it, offering fountain was a hell on a seal. Let's not forget to write that down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've gotten Mask Shard, we've gotten a Vessel Fragment, we've gotten Unbreakable Heart. That one's nice. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I cannot make that without other shenanigans. And then within this station, there's... Okay, we've already gotten that. We don't have any more simple keys at the moment. Saluber doesn't have anything left that's particularly exciting. I think we've cleared out Sly entirely? I'm gonna double check that to make sure. Okay, he has a Hell and a Seal and nothing else. And then we did buy something from Cornifer, so just
Bapanada.
Okay, just Lifeblood masks. Nothing there. We got that check down in the crossroads. We've gotten a grub. Got that heavy. Got the steady body charm.
I'm becoming more and more convinced that we need to be making like Bruce Springsteen and dancing in the dark.
And next time we might, but in the meantime, that'll do it for today. We had a decent haul, just not as not one that advances us as much as I would like. So yeah, I'm gonna spend some time in between now and next week. That's same Gamepodular time, same Gamepodular channel, just for the record. Sundays at 1 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So do your own math for your local time. So yeah, I'm gonna spend some time between now and then.
Schedule on our Twitch page.
Exactly.
That is, that will always show you the correct time relevant to your time zone.
Exactly. So unless you're some sort of international jet-setting son of a gun, you should be all right. And yeah, I'm gonna spend some time between now and then thinking of what we can do and what's gonna be the least painful to do. Because we are running low on options. But
yeah,
that'll be a problem for future us. And
I also wanted to mention, we are, of course, streaming Hollow Knight next week, Sunday. There will also be a stream on this channel on Saturday at 10 a.m. GMT, where fellow Gamepodular host and I, Scott, will be playing a blast from my past. Bionicle Heroes on PC. I don't expect it to be a whole series, but I really wanted to play it.
Bionicle.
The people, i.e. me, do crave Bionicle, yes. And yeah, I got my hands on a copy recently, and we're gonna play a bit of it, and I can tell you about, I would hazard a guess and say 80% of the characters and creatures that exist in that game. I might do some wiki reading between now and next week, just to be sure.
All right, looking forward to it. I'll be there looking in the chat. And in the meantime, I hope everybody at home has a wonderful rest of their weekend. Please be sure to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Gamepodular, our Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/Gamepodular. Check out all our podcasts on youtube.com/@Gamepodular. Check out the podcast app of your choice. Check out the VODs and highlights over on youtube.com/@Gamepodular streams highlights. Let the record show, I fought for that channel to be called @Gamepodular, and I was outvoted. And I think every day all of us regret that, but here we are now. And be sure to also check out the Gamepodular Discord if you feel so inclined. We do have one of those, and it is full of delightful nonsense. Y'all have a good one. Thank you, as always, for being here with me, Hyoka, and have a lovely rest of your day.
Bye-bye.